No one in the world of sports can stop the Philadelphia Eagles at the goal line. So we have tapped into the world of science in the form of the people's astrophysicist, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Hello, Neil.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
It's great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for joining me in my cosmic enclave.
It is an incredible cosmic enclave.
Yeah.
What's also incredible, normally you're asked, are we alone in the universe? Is time travel possible? We're asking you today about the Philadelphia Eagles. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, well, I think science at its best is when it manifests within pop culture. And that way people don't think of science as this other thing separate from their lives. They realize that science is a fundamental part of what they do, how they think, what they bet on. So
Sure.
Why not pick up a little science along the way?
Well, let's set the table with you. You're a New Yorker.
Born and raised.
What is your relationship with pro football? What do you feel about it?
So I'm born in the Bronx, so I'm fundamentally a Yankee fan.
Okay.
After that, I follow sports, but I'm not crazy fan where you lift up your shirt and you have words painted on
Yes.
I'm not that guy.
You don't have the tattoos?
I'm not that guy. Not that guy.
Not even an Aaron Judge tattoo yet? Nothing like that? Not yet.
Yeah, but an Achilles tendon tattoo. You know, so I have some fluency, but it's a pop culture fluency, not a rabid fan fluency.
I understand.
Yeah.
However, doing what you do, you tune in a football game on Sunday, there's just so much physics flying around the field. What's it like for you to watch
excuse
that?
me. I posted to social media the following sentence. Spin stabilized projectiles, momentum transfer, elastic and inelastic collisions, energy, physics, and football. They're born together.
That's incredible.
Oh, yeah. I think there's no greater display of terrestrial physics than a game of football.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
There's kinetic energy, there's potential energy, there's inertia. There are all these things you learn about in the first few weeks of mechanics in a physics class. There it is in football. And you see things like if a little person runs into a big person,
It happens all the time.
or the big person runs into the little person.
Yes.
These are not equal outcomes here. So you get to learn. And I always wondered, do the coaches, do the players, are they thinking about physics? Because if they did, you could become a better player and even a better team.
Well, this sounds great. This is the kind of stuff we have to get into. I want to make sure you know, you're speaking to an English major here.
Oh,
okay?
I love it.
Okay, so I didn't do Copernicus, I did Chaucer. So I need you to teach me some stuff today, my friend.
We'll give you the Miller's Tale
Yes,
for this. Yes.
Miller's Tale, my favorite tale.
Yes, it's everyone's favorite. Yeah.
I also want to make sure I know, you talked about terrestrial physics. Give me a scouting report of Neil deGrasse Tyson, the Harvard wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Tell us what he was all about.
Okay. You want my athletic chops?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I do.
All right.
We know the fancy science. Take me back to Harvard, get in that unitard and go.
That was 70 pounds ago.
I understand.
So unitards don't port through time that way. No, in high school I wrestled.
Okay.
I was captain of my team and undefeated. But it was like the Bronx High School of Science in New York City, which is not a wrestling city.
Sure.
Okay, this is not Iowa. Anywhere in Iowa, okay, or Oklahoma. So when I got to college, then we wrestled other teams, some from the Midwest. These are some corn-fed guys. I don't know where they bred these guys, but were they hauling calves out of the barn? And so I had a losing record for I think my last year. So, but I loved the sport. So it's not, I didn't love it in high school because I was undefeated. I loved it because I loved the one-on-one contest. And if you lose, you just got beat. Somebody was faster, stronger, more nimble, knew more moves. And that's the purest way to lose, against somebody who's just simply better than you. And so I enjoyed the contest. Yes.
Well, this is interesting because we're seeing this in the NFL. The Eagles will come up to the ball. Everybody knows what they're doing. They've spent all week practicing against it, and they can't stop it. You live life with people going around asking you questions about everything in the universe. I'm asking you today, can we figure out a way to stop the Eagles at the goal line?
I've thought, you're talking about the tush push.
Well, it's glad you mentioned that. Let's set the table with this. Do you prefer tush push or brotherly shove?
So I don't know how many people outside of Philadelphia know that Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love.
Interesting.
They all know it.
Yes.
And then there's a sort of fall off factor as the distance increases. Go to someone in Utah.
Yep.
Philadelphia, the city of, I don't know what they're going to say.
Loudmouth fans, cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteak. Okay. But I don't know how widely known or embraced that can be, since it's a very local comment. But the tush push, that is so quaint and so, and you get it all completely done within 2 syllables. As an English major, brevity matters.
Is wit.
Okay.
That's what they say. But we have to find out if we can stop this thing.
I don't know if I have a counter to it, but I can explain definitely why it works. And right next door, I got a whole big, like, 50-inch.
You got it?
80-inch, whatever.
Yeah.
Next door. Okay?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're sitting in here in your resident film room. We're watching the tush push. When you look at this, does it remind you of anything in the universe?
It kind of does. There are things in the universe that have tipping points. High-mass stars build elements from hydrogen up to iron. When they get to iron, they collapse and nothing can stop them until they come to a small ball and then they explode as a supernova. Supernovas occur all across the universe. When we see that about to happen, it's going. And stars even more massive than that, when they collapse, not even the explosion can save them. They collapse to a black hole. These are tipping points in the universe, and that's a tipping point on the gridiron.
So Neil, this is Super Bowl 57, Eagles Chiefs on the goal line. What's happening here?
Yeah, so what's happening is the Eagles are about to lay down a moving carpet for the quarterback.
Okay.
So they're getting as low as possible. Now the Chiefs know that. Look at the guy right there, his helmet's the lowest helmet there. But the Eagles, if you just pause for a moment, right here, just pause. The Eagles have the advantage because they're hiking. And no one on the Chiefs can move until after the Eagles move. And so the Eagles get like a quarter-second head start in momentum transfer, okay? So the Eagles are already in motion, and look how low the helmets are. They're ready to lay down a carpet. That entire front line is attached to Earth, and they're pressing against Earth the entire time, even though they're flattened, even because there's other big players on top of them. I mean, it's very impressive. These are big guys. Big guys, and you see these leg muscles just churning through. And the evidence of that was all the turf getting kicked up. They're not going fast, right? They're going slow, but the force is huge. So just watch the Eagles' legs. They are constantly moving.
Yes.
And you see turf getting kicked up, okay? They are using Earth as a launch point for their movement. Not a launch point, because that implies they would leave, as a traction point for everything they're about to do. In fact, if you run the math on this, every time the Eagle runs this play, it slightly changes the rotation of the Earth.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Are you kidding me?
I'm just telling you.
Tell me more. Don't leave it at that. They're changing the Earth.
One of Newton's laws
is
for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You cannot just propel yourself forward unless something comes out the other side. That's why rockets, there's always rocket exhaust coming out the other side. Because then the rocket goes this way, exhaust goes this way, the rocket goes that way. As they are digging into the Earth, Earth is responding to them by having its rotation rate changed because they're bracing themselves against the rotating Earth. We don't think about it that way, but that's exactly what's happening here. That's where they get the traction.
We think about it that way now. That just blew my mind.
Okay. So now, here's the catch. Here's why this works. Okay? Because the quarterback is going to go over the backs of his players. And you got one player on each side ready to push on a butt cheek. Okay? Hence, the tush push. All right. Here's what's going on. I'm on the opposing team, and you've just laid down people plowing into me. I want to jump over you because the quarterback is ready to come over. So I jump over you, and you know what happens if you jump over? You're no longer connected to the Earth.
So that's a disadvantage.
Yes! If you're not connected to the Earth, you've got nothing to press against.
So these guys try all the time to jump over the top. They should not do that?
I'm saying, watch what happens if you leave seed number 22. Watch what happens to him. Boom! He's just, he jumps thinking that matters. He wasn't connected to the Earth, so the biggest force he can apply is his body weight. But if you're connected to the Earth, these guys can bench press, whatever, deadlift, okay? When you're bench pressing and deadlift, you're attached to the Earth when you're doing this, okay? So if someone is floating over the top, you can just swat them out of the way if you're connected to the Earth. Let's look at 22 again. He thinks he's got this. Boom, boom. Look at that.
He gets blasted.
It gets blasted back.
Yes.
He's completely ineffective because all of these guys can easily just push him when he is airborne. Can I show you something real quick?
You want to show me a wrestling move?
No, well, it's not the whole move. I just want to show you something.
You can show me whatever you want,
Okay.
Dr. Tyson.
All right. So we're here, right? Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm push against you.
Yep.
You push against me.
Yep.
It's Earth that enables you to do this. Obviously, if you're on ice and you try to push me, you'll just slide backwards.
Sure.
You need a connectivity point.
You need the Earth.
Earth.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm holding on to Earth. Okay. So are you.
Yeah.
Until this happens. What are we doing? Oh, okay.
I'm flying.
Until this happens. When this happens, I can do anything I want with you. All you can do is flail. Okay.
I'm saying hi to my mom.
I can put your back right there if I wanted. There's not you got nothing. You have your body weight.
This is Major Tom to ground control.
You just have all you have. So in wrestling, if someone picks you off the ground, you're going down.
Yeah.
Why are you out of breath? I picked you up.
I was Thornhill in that equation.
Yes,
I'm 22.
Yes, you were.
I can do nothing.
He and any force against him, there's nothing he can do.
Okay.
So this 22, he just gets swatted away. Is that guy right there, 54?
Yep.
He's not touching the ground. His body is useless in this. Look at that. And my guy, 89 here?
Yeah.
He just pushes him out of the way.
He pushed him in the stand.
That's a horizontal bench press. And you know he can bench press the body weight of these guys.
Definitely.
Yes.
Doctor, you're bringing up weightlifting a lot, and I'm glad you are. Jalen Hurts here, number one, notoriously a very strong squatter, can squat 600 pounds, and people say, well, that's why it works for them. Is that true?
It is irrelevant in this play.
Really?
Because he's airborne. So now watch. He's airborne because he's going over the carpet, the moving carpet that just got laid for him. So he could be swatted away just like everybody else. But he has tush pushers behind him.
Yes.
They're connected to the ground. So these guys right here, 35, okay, watch. So in comes the hike. The moment he leaves the ground, he's just a trajectory. Now they push, they're connected to the ground, and you just push them through. Now we have two guys pushing one guy against whoever is in front of them.
The two guys in the backfield, are they the most important part of this?
Yes.
Yes? Why?
And hence the name of the play, tush push.
Because they're actually pushing the
So
tush.
you have two guys who can each bench press 350 pounds, maybe.
Definitely.
Okay? So they each have one hand on one half of the quarterback. So the quarterback has his own weight, which is fine, but now you have the force going forward with guys touching the ground. If there's a Kansas City Chief who's exactly opposite the quarterback, who happens to jump in that moment, okay, that'll delay it. Okay. Okay? But the tush pushers have an advantage because once you jump straight at the quarterback, you are committed to that position on the line. Whereas the tush pushers can adjust. Okay? And if I push you, I'm the tush pusher, and you're coming straight at me, I'm going to move my quarterback 2 feet to the right.
It's like you're driving him.
You're driving him.
Yes.
2 feet to the right.
Yes.
And all your momentum is here, not there. You can't sideways move over and be effective at all. Once you commit, you're committed. And you're just trash thrown out the window in a play like this. So I just want to make it clear, we have Earth, and then you have the Eagles football players lined up in the stadium.
All right.
They're pressing against Earth, okay? And one of Newton's laws is, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So the fact that they can plow themselves forward, the fact that they can do that means something had to be responding to it.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're on ice and their feet are just slipping. All right? So let's not make it ice, let's make it a surface of some kind. Well, that would just be friction. That helps. But they've got they've got turf shoes.
Yes.
Okay?
Cleats.
They're digging into the turf. Yeah. There's not friction anymore. They're attached to the earth. So they press backwards, and the response is to be propelled forwards. And that actually affects the rotation rate of the earth.
How much? How much we talking here?
They'll have to announce over the emergency broadcast system, Eagle's about to do the tush push, brace yourself. No, perfect. It's a calculatable amount, but no one's going to notice it.
Of
okay,
course.
But I just want you to know Earth is there for everyone connected to it. Okay? The point is, if here's the ground, and you have all these guys touching the ground, okay, like that, and now the quarterback is up here. There's the quarterback. And you have all these other people just trying to leave the ground and resist the quarterback. What they're trying to do is provide a force to stop this force, okay? So another one of Newton's laws is objects in motion tend to stay in motion unless acted on by an outside force. The Eagles got first jump because the other team can't budge until the hike, okay? So they get a quarter second, a half second head start.
But that's everything, right?
Well, it's a start of everything. Okay, so now the opposing team, in this case the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, they have to not only slow down the motion that has already started, they have to stop it and reverse it. So if you have an equal force, that'll just kind of stop it. But now you need a higher force to send them back, and they have to get up to that higher force after they've already started plowing. And once I'm plowing, what are you gonna do? And I'm lower than you, okay? Now, if I'm so low that I get under you, then you're just in the air, okay? I'm under your front line here. If you are not connected to the earth anymore, then all you have is your body weight. What these guys weigh, 250 maybe?
Some of them.
I could bench 250. Okay?
Still?
No. So Newton has 3 laws, okay? One is action-reaction. Second law is the famous equation, force
equals mass
equals the mass times the acceleration. So the higher the mass that you're trying to press against, the bigger the force you need in order to create an acceleration. An acceleration is a change of your position or of your speed, okay?
Sure.
So if you're attached to the Earth, the Earth is part of your mass.
Remind me the mass of the Earth. I know you know these things. What? Calculate it.
Give me a second.
Here he goes.
It's huge. Huge.
Big ass Earth, would you say?
It's huge.
I like it.
His ability to move forward is now connected to the fact that 2 of his players are attached to the Earth, and no one else airborne stands a chance.
Incredible film session. I'm exhausted. How do you feel?
Yeah, I hurt.
Science hurts
It's like,
sometimes.
get off of me. What are you doing?
So all of us, we went through high school science, remember, you would try to come to a conclusion at the end of the experiment. Dr. Tyson, do you have a conclusion?
Yeah, I'm going to say the obvious. That is an extremely effective play. And I heard rumor that NFL might want to ban it. If people are not getting injured in it, then you're going to ban it because a team is so good? Really? If Michael Jordan was 95% hits his field goal at one spot on the court, you say, you are banned from that area, Michael. No, you celebrate that the ingenuity, the physical prowess of a team, of a player, of a coach has risen above the din of other efforts to accomplish the same thing, and now you want to penalize that? That's wrong. So plus, any other team can try it. And if they're not as good as the Philadelphia Eagles, that's their problem. That's not the problem of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, to cap this off, I've thought long and hard about whether you can defend against that. And I haven't come up with, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. It might be the true, we've heard metaphorically, what wins, the immovable object or the irresistible force?
Right.
I always was in the camp of the irresistible force.
Why is that?
Because you want to be a person of action. You don't want to say, oh, you can't move me. Yes, I can. No, I mean, I think you want to be the force.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a case where, yeah, it is a genuinely irresistible force.
Mm-hmm.
And these are big guys on the line, but they figured out how to apply physics. Whether or not the physics was explicit,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely implicit in what they're doing. And as a scientist, as a person whose degrees are in physics and astrophysics, when I see physics applied in our world
Mm-hmm.
to the greater benefit of who's doing it, provided no one gets hurt,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in. Eagles, take it to the
All the way.
Take it to the trophy.
Unbelievable. This man has devoted his life to answering the most difficult questions in the universe. And his answer to how do you stop the tush push, I don't know. It's incredible. Good luck, fellas.
Yeah, we'll see you at the goal line.